So, you want to be a professional singer. How many hours a day should you practice? Up next on Keith's Keys. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Keith Harris, and this is Keith's Keys. And what I try to do in these videos is offer singers advice on performance, motivation, and business. Try to help them navigate their way in the music industry. This week's topic is really important. We spend a lot of time, singers spend a lot of time being taught how to do things. Rehearsals, coaching sessions, voice lessons, but sometimes we're kind of left to our own to figure out how much time to spend doing it, or more specifically, how much time should you spend practicing. And this gets really confusing because with instrumentalists, right, they have to practice many hours a day. If you're a pianist or you're a trumpet player, you have to practice many hours a day in order to compete. And if you don't, you won't be able to compete at a professional level. But singers can't sing that much. So how does that work out? Unfortunately, we often don't find the problem or really discuss the problem in depth until a singer runs into vocal fatigue. And then of course the first question is, well, how much are you singing? And I get it, it's very confusing because you start in college, you have a busy class load, you have choirs, you have rehearsal, you have your voice lessons, and then you still have to practice on your own. And how do you balance all of that? So you're probably wondering by now, how many hours a day do I sing? So I'll just tell you straight up. I sing, my full out practicing is anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes a day, 5 or 6 days a week. That's all. It's not crazy. It's not hours and hours on end. And more importantly, it's with respect to how I'm feeling, right? Even more importantly than that, however, is that you take 1 day a week off to rest. Especially with the operatic schedule. If we don't take 1 day off for the voice to fully recover, we'll start to get diminishing returns. And we want the voice to build, not to break down. So that's really important. The next thing is 10 or 15 minutes of really good practice is better than just knocking out 45 minutes just to say you did it. And that's how I built my voice early on. I would practice for 15 minutes, 3 or 4 times a day, slowly building up my stamina. In fact, I still use this if I've been sick and I have to get my stamina back again. 3 or 4 times a day, slowly building, really doing good, smart practice. And over time, then you build up the stamina to rehearse. Now I'll go practice for, like I said, an hour or hour and a half when I'm working on a show. And balancing that with other things throughout the day. You say, okay, that's great. So I'm supposed to practice an hour a day. How does that work? I have choir, I have voice lessons. Well, you balance it accordingly. So let's say you have choir that day. You really want to sing in the choir. You want to sing well. But maybe you don't have to sing full out, or it doesn't take your full operatic voice to participate in the choir. So pace yourself accordingly. Maybe you'll practice a little bit less that day. Maybe you pace yourself in choir. Same thing if you're in a performance contract. Maybe if you have 6 hours or 7 hours a day of rehearsal, you don't have to sing out the entire time. Pace yourself to how you feel. Sing out enough that you know that when you get to the concert or the performance, you're going to be in very good shape, all right? Because you're preparing for a marathon. You're preparing for a really important event. But pace yourself on a daily basis with that 1 day a week off so that you know that you stay in good shape. Most importantly, if it hurts, stop. Stop immediately, rest, get help. Make sure that what you're doing is healthy because pain is right away. It's the first thing that will tell you something's going wrong, all right? Ultimately, we want to sing on the interest, not on the principle. So think of it like an investment account, all right? If you're pulling from the interest, that account will continue to at least maintain, if not, hopefully grow. But if you pull from the principal, over time, that account's going to diminish and you're not going to have anything left. So now the final question, you're probably saying, okay, well, if I can only practice an hour a day, and trumpet players and pianists and orchestra members are rehearsing and practicing 8 or 10 hours a day, as a singer, how am I supposed to get up to their level of musicianship? Well, the answer is that you don't always have to be making noise in order to practice. But that's a video for another day. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you have questions you'd like me to answer, please email them to me. KeithHarrisTraining@gmail.com.